It's your boy, Pastor Ray Jackson, the R&B pastor. I feel like that is a title that has started to reside with people ever since we've been gone. Yo, it is April the 11th, 2024, and this is the Well Encounter Live. We are back. Round of applause, round of applause. Listen, tonight is going to be great. I just want to take a second and welcome all of our Wellians. I see that I believe Ma is on with us. Tiffany is already on with us. It looks like people are coming into the chat as we speak. So I just want to take a second and say, yo, to all of our Wellians, we are so glad to have you back. There's probably a couple people I can't see that are on. So welcome to all the folks that are on. We'll get to you and we'll acknowledge you as we go forward. But listen, what is the Well? I'm glad you asked. It is a creative arts and conscious awareness faith community. We call it the Unchurched Church because we're not all about the traditions and about all that stuff. We love tradition. However, we just like to move as the Spirit gives us liberty. Listen, the other thing is we have a motto here: encounter the well, become the well, emerge and share the well. Symbolic or synonymous with encounter Jesus, become more like Jesus, emerge and share Jesus, encounter love, become love, emerge and share love. Whatever positive adjective you can put there, you can put it there. But encounter, become, emerge, and share. All right. Next up, the Well believes in 5 P's. Everything we do, we want it to lead you down a certain path. What are those P's? I'm glad you asked. Passion, your purpose, your promise, peace, and power. Those are the 5 P's, and we want it to lead you down that road. Guess what? Tonight we have our squad back with us, and I'm so glad to be with them, and they're back with us, and we are glad to be with you. Tonight is going to be a night of letting you know where we are, what we're doing, what we've been up to, and just overall hot topics. I know you've missed us because we've missed you. So listen, without further ado, Brendan B., why don't you bring in our squad? What's up, good fellas? Yeah. What's up, man?
What's good, my brother?
Yo. What's poppin'?
Oh, my God. Man, listen, it's surreal. I can't even believe that we're live. Like, it's been so long. I don't even know if I know where I'm supposed to go.
It's been a while.
Listen, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to share this on my Facebook page and on YouTube. If you're joining with us, take a moment, share this with your friends and your family and your loved ones. Hey, listen, let them know the Well Encounter is back and live. And I'm going to ask you guys to just, greet the people in your own little way.
What's up, people? Pastor Tay here. Big things coming this year. As he said, like and share. This episode, we'll just do a quick breakdown of what we've been doing in this slight hiatus, what's coming up in the future. So I look forward to
it. It's Brittany B.
Oh, me next? Oh, listen, man. All y'all just know when I die, bury me inside a Gucci style.
Oh.
Nah, man, listen, man. Enjoying learning to really enjoy the life that I have. Enjoy the life that God has blessed me with. And learning to appreciate all facets of it right now. It's been the journey I've been on and really getting an understanding of where God has placed me and how we grow from these points and learn from them, even the bad stuff, like learning to appreciate it, learn from it and grow from it. That's been the season I've been in. Blessed to have another trip around the earth. So
there you go.
Excited about that.
Yeah, man.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, brother.
Appreciate it, fellas. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday, bro. If you guys are on, man, type it in the chat. Show
Brendan B some energy. Big Aries energy. Y'all know.
Yes, sir.
I bring the fire to the chat.
Yes, sir.
Nah, man, but that's been it. It's all been love. Matter of fact, y'all lucky. I made a mistake and I left. I was gonna have a celebratory drink with the fellas, but I left it downstairs. So we'll do it after.
There you go.
We ain't gonna put that on the internet.
Love that. Well, listen, man, I got my iced tea, so I'm gonna sip some tea for you right now.
I sure got some right here.
You ain't drinking that like it's tea.
Listen, man, I'm so parched.
Go ahead, guzzle it again. Go ahead, take 2 big gugs. That non-alcoholic sweet tea you got.
That's straight sweet tea. I gotta echo something that you said, Brendan. Man, it's been a season for me of adjustment, a lot of transition, but it's been a season of reevaluating and reassessing. But I think one of the main lessons that I've really had to stick to, or one of the tools that's been real heavy in my toolkit, has been gratitude, straight appreciation, and understanding that, man, today may not look the best, but it ain't gonna be the last one, but it's definitely gonna be a better day. And some of them great days, taking advantage of them to know, bro, every day not gonna be like this either. But it's it all come in some type of balance that makes sense somewhere, man. And it's been, again, transitions and adjustments, but it's been some pretty good spaces, man. Some exciting news to share. Hopefully we could just kind of dive into some of them things. But yeah, last time y'all saw me, I was relatively single anyway. But
wait, time out.
Right, relatively.
What is
relatively? Because I had a girlfriend. No, don't do that. Don't try to do that. This is our first night back. I had a girlfriend, but as of January the 14th, we are engaged. So me and Casey Jones are planning nuptials. Yeah. So we are really excited about that. So again, that's a whole part of the transitions thing. It's adjusting and reassessing where things are in this new space and in this space we planned it for. So man, we trying to do this thing one time only. We didn't have couples counseling that started. Something I would recommend for anybody. Talk to somebody. Again, everybody got their own type, but talk to somebody. Talk to somebody.
Look here, you know her.
Yo, Jawad is crazy, bro. I didn't know her.
Biblically, he ain't know her.
We public, no comment.
That is crazy. Jawad, man, with the fire comment on
the first night.
Came from nowhere with the haymaker.
Right, bro.
He was just chilling, came out of nowhere.
Oh my God!
Biblically, he didn't know.
Hey Harrison, I have a question for you, bro. And just by the way, Helen Ellis, one of our other folks is on. Welcome back to Orwellians, Jawan, man. Yeah. Over the summer, we gave Jawan a recognition because, man, he is one of our most committed Orwellians. And then Helen Ellis, who's always on with us. Glad to have you back with us too, and all of our other folks. Keith, and so, but Harrison, how did you know, man? I hate to put you on the spot, but I am putting you on the spot. How did you know, bro?
I'm not gonna lie. When I met her, there was something, and it wasn't oh, that's gonna be your wife. But at first handshake, just learning her name, gee, it was something. It was something when I saw her walking across the gravel. We were at a networking event, walking across the gravel. She was in a white dress with some patterns on. She had on some little white heels, the little, picnic heels, and she had on this straw hat. I remember seeing her walk, and I was like, who is that? And I just remember thinking, it's crazy. I remember thinking, I was like, man, I hope I get to see her again at some point today. And when I tell you we got introduced by my dad, told you we're both from Memphis. We met here. And it's just been nonstop since. Can't stay away from each other. Can't.
Ooh.
Can't. Listen, that's my best friend, man.
That's awesome.
I just want to say, listen, he said he remembers the moment that he saw her walking across the gravel. That is a line if I ain't never heard one. Somebody ought to say amen.
Hey, it was a sunny day too. Okay.
He said gravel. Not that's
material.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't pavement.
It wasn't
just I see
the sidewalk.
It
wasn't the parking lot.
Walking across the parking lot. No, she was on gravel. in them little heels. Like, nah, that's
a small hat.
hat.
Tip to the side.
Hey, no, really, it was. She was
That's
clean.
Hey,
what's
man,
up,
listen,
man.
you got a lot of congratulations coming in. Listen, I want to also say hello to
Thank y'all.
Tiffany. Tiffany's a good old friend of mine too, man. But they definitely wishing you congratulations, man.
Appreciate it.
So speaking of adding on to our lives, Tay,
Oh no.
man, I mean, you got some hands full over there too, right?
I have the best mistake of my life.
You gonna get some hate mail,
I,
bro. You gonna get some hate mail after this one.
First of all,
No.
you know,
No, honestly, I had a son, my pride and joy, the honestly the greatest gift I have ever had. But he changes things. If anybody wondering about like birth control and things like that, or if you wondering should I wait to have kids, wait. Because it is an adjustment. It's the best adjustment you can make, but it is an adjustment. Anybody out there, I'm gonna say it from my heart or with my chest. If you in your early 20s and you think you got baby fever, you keep that in a safe and you lock it until you close to 30. I'm telling you, no shade to anybody who had them, because babies are a blessing, but this little thing here, he is the love of my life, and I would kill for this little thing. But I don't know if y'all can see him. That's my little man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What up, Neff? What up,
Yeah.
Neff?
Y'all say y'all do that because it's not your baby. But it is a lot of responsibility.
I got another nephew. You know what I mean?
There we go. See, we can give those kids back.
Right. No, but he truly is a blessing. My wife, Kenitha, is, as far as I'm concerned, mother of the year. She hit the ground running. Where I felt she just exceeded above anything I could ask for. So I'm blessed, man. I'm living a dream. I can honestly say that. Good days, bad days, but I live in joy knowing that I have a wife that loves me most days, a son that ain't got no choice to love me, and I'm just praising God every day for the life He blessed me with. So I'm very blessed.
I thank God that baby look more like Kenitha than he do his father too. That's a blessing too.
He got my eyes.
I'm joking. I'm totally joking,
Man.
No, we know what they be like. They say, "Well, you can never tell. They grow into face." That is. They're not big.
Hey, listen, I want to give a shout out to Jalen and Vanessa who joined us. Vanessa says, "Hey guys," and Jalen Johnson, a young minister from Asbury, really dope guy, man. Tay, you, what would you say is the number one lesson after, what's that one thing that you learned from having a baby and experiencing a childbirth?
I would say patience. I mean, I don't know what else you could say, because people tell you things like leading up, like, prepare for you got to change. It's going to change you. Get all the sleep you can. And you're just like, yeah, all right, whatever. I get it. The baby cries. You don't get it. You don't get it. I almost how Harrison was talking about the first time he met his fiance. I remember everything about those 2 days actually he was born, because my wife was in labor, I believe 36 hours, something like that. 47 hours she was in labor.
Let's hear
it. Was a very long labor. 47 hours she was in labor.
Man.
But I remember the first time seeing him. Like, I remember the first time he grabbed my hand. You remember just small things, man. And it's I can't say one thing, because it really does change you. I remember I was like, man, I ain't changing no poopy diapers. Jokingly, but saying I ain't changing no poopy diapers. Man, I couldn't wait to change that diaper. You know what I mean? Like once you have that, it's a love that you cannot put into words. When you have a son, a child, period, you look into those eyes and he depends on you for everything. It's something different. But if you can help it, don't have it in your 20s. Make sure you fly away and have your trips, because once he here, there is no pause on that little man.
More trips.
Ain't none of that. No more. None of that. No more crazy spending. None of that. He is your number one priority, and everything comes second.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, the one thing that we agreed to was that we were gonna try to wait at least 2 years until after we were married to have kids, so that we could at least enjoy, our both of us around 30. So we at the age that's fairly prime to do it.
Yeah.
You're a little more stable than you were in your 20s, but you ain't all the way there like you will be closer to your 40s.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were like, we want to be able to enjoy each other. We want to, like you said, do some traveling. We want to build some business. We want to, do some ministry focused things. We want to be able to, do some academic, maybe. I don't know, but the possibility is just a little more open. So I'm with you on that.
I would tell anybody, like, if you're thinking about it, wait. If you have to think about it, wait. Because and I'm not saying to change everything for the worse, because I wouldn't change nothing about my son. I joke around with it, but it is the best thing that's ever happened to me. But I can see how much of an impact it's made in my life. And it's just like, if you're not ready for that, to man up or whatever, woman up and handle that responsibility, just wait.
Don't do it.
Yeah, wait. If you got baby fever, go babysit. Like, don't have no kid until you are ready. I thank God that I was able to wait with me and my wife. We were able to get the house. We were able to get married. We were able to put things into place before we had our child. I understand every circumstance is different, and sometimes it just happens. But if you are in the place to wait and get yourself together, do it, because it is. And I'm not even really talking financially. I mean, babies don't know you broke. Only you know you broke. All they know is milk, right? Babies don't understand that. But I would just say, just the lifestyle, the life change, and the lack of sleep. Wait until you know that you are ready to commit, and then take that leap. But it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Well, listen, man. Pastor Tommy Murray says, "Come on, man. You got to catch up." He said, "I got 7, age between 28 through 5." He said, "Let's go."
That's not.
Let's not go.
God bless your ministry.
Praise the Lord for you.
I don't feel that in my shana, not at all. That's not in my spirit.
Tommy, you are a special blessing from heaven.
Praise
to be able
God.
to entertain, and
we need to pray.
7 of
pray
those
on that.
things.
We're going to pray for y'all every day.
Hey, bro, that's not my ministry.
Hallelujah.
7 ain't my ministry.
I don't hear God saying that to me.
We got a whole NBA
I just don't
playoff
hear it.
rotation, bro. What are we doing?
Nah, I just came off a fast, and I still don't hear that. So
Then it'll be some of them family kids or something,
Yeah,
they friends just always over. Are those the type of kids you're talking about? Is that a part of the 7? Or them yours?
What God has for you is for you.
Listen, on a different note, man, and thank you, Brother Juwan, for putting it in there. I just want to do, we talked about kids. I saw him say be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah, we ain't multiplying by 7s, like 7.
He said it's all his, Pastor Tay. He said all his.
God bless your wife.
Hey,
Listen.
I ain't got nothing bad to say about you, bro.
7? That is amazing.
You need to write a book, sir.
Right.
Well, listen, my son is on 7. I mean, like
that don't make it right.
It don't make it right. It don't make it right. But I will tell you, he is committed. He has always said, "I'm gonna have a family. I'm a farm." He said, even his kids know it. My grandkids always be like, "Oh, Dad want to have a farm." I'm like, "Okay, man." All power to you, man.
Does he have a garden right now?
That's a ministry, bro.
Does he have a garden right now? At this moment, does he have a garden?
You mean a physical garden or a kid's garden? No.
But
you gotta tell him to get started. That farm life ain't no joke.
Yeah, get a tomato plant. Start early. If you already got 7, you just
tell him
you need a garden now.
I got some seeds. I got some, some collard greens, some jalapeno peppers. We can get them started with something. Start out. I think I got some tomatoes too. Just tell them, hit me up. You feel me?
They got to be some of the most patient people in the world. I just know. Your decision making and your life, your discernment, your everything for 7 kids, and like no joke. Woo. I'm just thinking like the amount of logistics, because each child got a name.
A social security number. I've been messing them up.
They got allergies. They got.
Hold on. He said each
homework.
child got a name. Like at some point, you stop naming them and you just number them.
Jamie, Jackie.
Hey, number 4. Number 4. Come downstairs right now. Like,
Then you're gonna be calling number 4, number 3, and then ain't nobody gonna know who nobody is.
Hey, I'm gonna get super churchy, and that's why we love God, because He knows all of our names.
Right.
Yes.
Before you
Yes, he
know
does.
you, I knew you.
Yes. Hey, that's
Listen,
good.
listen.
That's amazing to think about.
listen. On a different note, guys, I do want to uplift. I saw Jawan put this in the chat earlier. Those of you all who are familiar with the Well Squad and what our past is like, and just our team, we are definitely in mourning and grieving with our brother 3J, who has so often been with us. He has often lifted up his son in prayer. Little Julian pretty much has fought cancer his whole life. And for those of you all who have prayed with him, with us, for him, we have a sad announcement for you guys to share with you that his son finally transitioned and has gone home to glory. Little Julian was 14, middle school student, and so we just put him in prayer. Today was I call him my nephew. Today was nephew's service, or his viewing rather. And so let's just, can we just take a moment of silence, a quick moment of silence for 3J and for Julian and for just that family. Amen.
3J,
Yes.
man, we love you.
Yeah.
You always on the team, man. Always love for you. Brother for life, bro. Can't imagine what you're dealing with right now, man. But just know we praying for you. I'm praying for you. And I know the rest of the team is praying for you, bro. That's just, man, I hate it. I hate it for everybody involved.
Yeah. Definitely praying peace, man, all your way, your family, man, your heart and your minds. Try to stay reminded as much as you can of the best of memories of the 14 years. And I think for anybody that's lost somebody, you know how difficult that can be. But I can tell you, out of all the losses in my life, the ones that have been, the best that I grieved were those that I continue to think positive about. Those that I continue to remember, the times we laughed. And not to say there won't be sad days and sad moments to recall, but do your best to focus, man, on them good times and stay prayed up, bro. It's going to help.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the things that I loved about the service, man, they really talked a lot about, 3J had this one moment that, it wasn't a service, more like a viewing, but him and Julian's mom, Candace, spoke. And one of the things he said, they really praised little Julian for him being a survivor. They talked a lot about in his 14 years, he never, complained about the cancer treatments. He never, complained about having to go. Sometimes the only thing he would do is, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to get home. But he really talked about how he was a survivor. And he really talked about, he said, you showed us how to live. And he said, my only goal now is to get back to you, and I love that, man. Like, he really talked about and embraced how, his son really has taught him, so many others, how to live, how to not complain, how to live and enjoy no matter what their circumstances are, right? And even on his way out, he told his mom, he said, Candace said, before, the 2 days before he died, his words were, just tell them about me. Tell them how good I live, And so I just thought that was a great thing for a life well lived.
Amen. Yeah.
I will share with you guys. For me, I know we haven't been on, and I will share that, kind of stay on that somber note real quick. I went through a heavy depression, man, and I don't know that a lot of people totally know that. I had a friend back in November. So good news is we did a concert, and Harrison was at my concert. He was a part of the concert. He was my keyboardist, the R&B pastor. Gave a whole thing in October, man. We sold out the venue at the Bowie Performing Arts Center for the Arts. We have a record there now, is being the largest crowd for that price range in the smaller theater that they have. So we hold a record at Bowie Center for Performing Arts. So that was such a joy, man. Shout out to Autumn Joy, who was one of the sponsors, Sean, my manager at the time, and all those folks who came out and supported. It was so dope. It was a great experience. So that was cool. And then after that, man, I had a friend, Josh, who I give a shout out to, just had a birthday. He committed suicide in November. And Josh, for those who don't know, man, Josh was a really good supporter of mine. He, when I ran for mayor, Josh was like the convincing factor, right? That really, at the end of the day, was like, you got to do it. And so I think after that, man, I kind of went into a spiral depression because I had lost a friend to suicide before. I kind of got upset with myself for not seeing the signs this time. And so, man, you know, I kind of had my own journey of battling my own emotions and depression and whatnot. So I'm just happy to be back because I think I had to identify that in February, and I slowly started to come out, man. I will also share just a lot going on. I lost my god sister right after nephew, right after little Julian died. And so we're still planning my god sister's service. There'll be a GoFundMe on my page tomorrow for those who might want to support. But it's been a lot. So not to bring down the mood, but just keeping it real. That's where I've been, right? And I just wanted to share and be honest. It's been a lot of depression weighing on me heavy, and I'm kind of coming out of it. But I just thank God for a good support system, good family, good friends that have, you know, stood by my side.
Awesome,
man. It's you know, life has been life and at a premium level.
Yeah.
Premium life, and it ain't that regular type of life that, you know, you could just put a smile on and keep working through.
Oh no,
it's been real stuff.
Yeah,
that's one of them. It's hard to speak to people in the morning.
Yeah,
in the morning.
Oh man. Right.
I don't even want to talk to you Negroes, man.
Man,
I ain't got much to say to nobody, because if I do, you know what I mean, you might catch something that wasn't even meant for you, brother. I don't even want to.
That had nothing to do with you.
Nah, that's been.
But that's real, and I'll speak to something, man, that took me by whirlwind. Man, we got flooded out of our apartment like five times. We got flooded out, and we had to move 3 times. 3 times, yeah. We left Alexandria because we got flooded out of our apartment. Some apartment above us, they left the toilet running or something like that, moved out. That's what people say. We're gonna leave that alone. Water came down. I mean, half the apartment. It was a little crazy. So we got out of there, and we ended up staying with somebody, and it actually turned out really well. They allowed us to, you know, use the apartment, and we were in there for a little bit. We left out of there. We moved where we were supposed to be moving. That flooded out 3 times.
Oh man.
And we moved out of there. We couldn't do it. And now we moved from Alexandria to DC to Arlington, and now we are still in Arlington.
I hope you on the 3rd floor. You on the top floor this time?
Not the top floor, but we in the middle. We in the middle. We learned our lesson.
I need you to.
We are the head, not the tail, above and not beneath. That's what. And we just weren't in the right place. But for real, I say all that to say, man, that was a real difficult time. Man, jobs getting a little crazy. Casey's job was real crazy already. And it was just like, bro, it just looked like there was no way out. But there was this point where I remember, man, Spirit just saying something to me like, yo, what are you about to do with this? You in the thick of this. You being mad, you have an attitude, you being all sad or whatever your feeling is today, because y'all know we changed. And I hope somebody listening to this that need it, you know, feelings gonna change. But like your reaction, once you say it, you said it. Once you do it, you've done it, you know. So at some point he was like, bro, what are you about to do with this? Are you about to keep trucking like you've been trucking, or are you about to get a little pickup and make this thing happen? And bro, like learning how to live through some of them real dark moments where you just want to stay inside with the blinds closed. That was eye opening, very revealing how God will use some of the hardest times to bring some of like your greatest blessings and seasons. Because
Yes.
from there, man, left the State Department, got a job in December, and now working at the Pentagon. We did in the middle of all this flooding. We moved, and this third time we live a hop and a skip away from work. So it was like a whole blessing where I don't need a car right now. Praise, praise, praise. And among other things, man, right, got engaged. Things have been going well on that front. We've been trying to take ourselves seriously. But again, having somebody with you that got your back, but that also is going to be a mirror to tell you, hey, you're the only person in the room that can't see you. So let me help you see you. To have somebody to hold you with that much grace, but that much accountability. That's been a that's been a saving grace, a real blessing, man. So I feel you, man. It's been
Bro,
some dark days, but man,
Yes, Lord.
that's what
it's been
I've
good.
just grown to understand, bro. Like this past, I mean, honestly, since the beginning of this year, but even last year, it was like I just knew, I felt like I was fighting up against something, and I'd just been, kind of in a lull and just like, yo, what is going on? Like, I feel like myself, but I don't feel like myself. Like, it's like the days, like I feel like I'm doing my normal thing, the days go and everything, but it's like, it's just not hitting like it, it's not there. And bro,
Yeah.
it like, the thing that I just realized is that, like, where God has me now is even like looking back to things I experienced, and looking back at and like really asking myself, did you heal correctly? Even in regards to dealings with church and church folks, like all the moments haven't been lilies and hills and things like that and sunshine, but in those bad moments, did you heal correctly, or did you rush your healing and like just not fully process what you've been through? And realizing that, like, it's crazy that, like, how much I felt like I learned to be healthy turned into more of like, no, I learned these things just to survive and to get to that next day. And then at some point, just getting to that next day wasn't enough, and I could feel it. And so it's like now looking back and like literally having to go through just a process of like just healing the traumas, recognizing, understanding, even moments where I felt like, you know what, I did well in this moment. I processed well. I did good. I came out of it with a better understanding of myself and kind of what was going on around me in the world. But no, you didn't heal correctly. And mainly because for me personally, I took actions to protect myself from those things happening again versus learning the lesson that, God was trying to teach me through that. And in that, feeling like, yeah, I'm doing good, but like continuing to face similar problems, those same problems, and then coming to a point where it was like, all right, I'm tired of dealing with this. I feel like I got through this a few times. What's going on? And God literally just saying, like, you ain't learned the lesson yet.
That's so, to me, that's so big though, Brennan. Like I would admit, man, I saw Tiffany, I recognize what you said. She said, I feel like I need a session. But Tiffany, I would share that, like, I think every step of the way, Harrison, we're learning who we are and how we deal and how we cope. You know what I'm saying? I think I had to question myself, right? Because I recognize I stepped back from a lot of things, including the well. But I think there's so many of us in life that don't step back because we feel so pressured, right? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't see things through. I'm not saying that either. But I think it's important to recognize when you have to process stuff, right, for you. I mean, it's years later. My brother died in 2016. And it didn't really hit me until 2022. Right? It was like my worst year of dealing with my brother's death, which was the April 8th. And I think sometimes we think, and let me admit my guilt. There have been moments where I have said to myself, you're not supposed to feel guilty about it. You're not supposed to feel hurt. Like, time has passed. Why do you still feel this way? You know what I'm saying? And I have learned that you are continuously processing life, right, in all stages. And I don't know that we voice that enough or give voice to that enough. Like I am hurting. Let me share that I'm hurting. I'm going through. Let me go through. Let me allow myself to go through, right, this moment. And I don't know, especially as Black men, I don't know that we give ourselves that time. And Black women too, right? I don't know if we give ourselves that time to really experience what we're going through, because we're just taught to keep moving. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's kind of a generational curse, I would almost say. You know, the culture of being Black. You know, we don't. I think 50 Cent once said it on there. He was like, to be depressed is a luxury. I ain't have time to be depressed. You know what I mean? I think we keep that mindset. We don't got time to be depressed because we gotta get this thing going. Rent got to be paid. This got done. My apartment got flooded. I got a baby on the way. Somebody went to glory. You know what I mean? Like, all these problems. Like, man, I can't be depressed. I got stuff to do. And then when those things are done, that depression didn't go nowhere. You didn't deal with it. And now it's gotten so big and so grand, you don't know how. You know what I mean? It's easy to put depression or problems of the mind to the side because they're not visible. If I got a broken leg, I can't walk. I can walk being depressed. You know what I mean? But that grows and it festers and it grows and it grows and it grows. And we shrug it off to the point now we do need that help. Now we do need to get that psychologist or talk to somebody, or maybe even have to take something to kind of calm your soul. Like, those things happen. It's sad to say, but that's a true statement that does happen, especially in today's society.
Yeah, man. I feel like we gotta answer this question that was dropped in the chat on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. I see the YouTube going up. But Tiffany Jones, shout out to you. What if you cannot or you can't process and don't have a proper support system? What do you do? I'm gonna give you the simplest answer that I can, and also the most difficult answer I can. You got to go to God. Like, and it's really that simple, but also at the same time it's just that difficult. And I think that it's difficult because, you know, and speaking for myself, it was just hard to, like, try to process real life with somebody that's not there. That I felt wasn't there, like that I couldn't, like, look in the face and have a conversation with and, like, see that you was feeling me. And, like, but at the same time, like, I can also say that, you know, the Bible is true when they said, like, when you draw near to God, He'll draw nigh to you. That the more you do it, like, he's literally going to respond. Like, he's going to respond, and the crazy thing, bro, it happens in so many different ways. Like, it may be just a voice of encouragement in a moment, or you might be going through life and something you ain't tell nobody, you ain't have a conversation with anybody else about, happens, and, like, you can instantly know, like, oh snap, that was a question, or that like, I didn't even expect this to happen. Like, I was thinking about this, and it just appeared in front of me, or the answer just appears in front of me, or somebody is just talking to you, and literally you didn't have a conversation with them about it, but they are literally speaking to or telling you exactly what you need to hear. So one of the things, like, earlier this year, and Ray know, man, I was going through some situations, and my nature is to isolate myself. And when I was going through it, and literally, like, all right, I'm gonna isolate myself. Like, I don't need to talk to nobody. I just need to be away. And like, sitting down with myself and, like, just prayed and was like, God, you just, like, you really, I need you to show me for real, like, how to do this. Because I ain't never been through this. I ain't never, I've never processed this in this way. Like, I'm from, I was taught differently than what you expect from me. So help me understand. And like, it was crazy because I prayed that prayer, and like 30 minutes later, hopped on IG, and the first thing I see was a podcast from a pastor, and she was just talking about how she had went through a loss and everything, and she was like, the worst thing you could do when you're down is isolate yourself. And I said, oh man,
right. That's my go-to move.
It was like, yo, all right. And like in that moment, it was like, I know I didn't talk to anybody else about this, but God, I just prayed to you about this and told you got to let me know what to do. And first thing I hear is like, what you planning to do? Don't do that. But it was like a moment where it was like confirmation that, okay, God, I know you hear me. Like now I need you to show me, and like being open to that, being open to learning that new way of being, because that's really what a lot of this is us all having to learn a new way of being in relationship with God. Like, it's different than where we are. It's different than what we have been. It's different than, what we've grown to expect from him and from ourselves. And usually it takes us moving through something that is uncomfortable for us to learn to trust him in that new way.
Yeah. I love that. I think she added on to it. She also said, when you're the leader of all your circles. And I would just say to that little
and
piece,
you definitely need to go to
and I would say find a circle where you're not the leader. You don't have to be the leader of everything. You know what I mean? Everyone has their breaking points, and at some point, at one of the circles you're already in, or if you want to find another circle where you just don't have to be the leader, just play that fallback game and see how things move. And whatever you're going through, Brendan made a great point. If you take that to God, you'll be the type of miracles he does that you don't even see. It's just, you'll just look back at it and say, God got me through. And I believe that's going to happen for you. Definitely.
Yeah.
No, and also, one more thing, sis, prioritize yourself. Prioritize yourself, your health, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. And like, if you need to pull back from some of the circles, like, pray about it. But like, if you are there and you need to focus on yourself, again, it's not necessarily isolating yourself, but hey, maybe you need to pull back from being a leader in this moment. Maybe you need to pull back from making the decisions in these moments, but do that and do it with a purpose. Don't just do it to get away from it and for it to be done and for nothing to fill that gap. You like fill that gap with being in prayer and being in consultation with God. And I mean, also not just God, but, mental health and going to therapy is always something that I'm going to push, especially to our community. But having that objective person that, can tell you about you and tell you again, like Harrison said, can be that mirror and show you those blind spots that you don't see. Sometimes that is your spouse, and sometimes your spouse ain't the best person for that. Sometimes it needs to be somebody that is completely objective, has no interest in you beyond having this relationship or having this conversation, and them being able to tell you and help you grow and help you see some of the areas where you can grow and need to grow. That is like, again, but at the end of the day, prioritize you.
That's it. I'm gonna make one quick statement because it has stuck with me, and I feel like it's just a helpful piece of advice. Like, it takes as long as it takes, and that's whether you're talking about grief, whether you're talking about low self-esteem, whether you're talking about discomfort, whether you're talking about suicidal ideologies, whether you're talking like a hard time. It doesn't matter. Whatever you are going through and trying to actively get better at, actively change, actively get out of, whatever that looks like, wherever you are, it's going to take as long as it takes. And man, a couple of weeks ago, I was helping to onboard somebody at my job. We trying to get him access to these systems. So I go to our IT manager because kind of close. I'm like, man, is there anything we can do to expedite this? And he was like, it takes as long as it takes. And I'm looking and I'm like, okay, but I know you can do something a little bit quicker. I didn't see y'all. And here, hey, let me tell you what
you
this
tapping, but so fast.
Gee, I'm like, and I'm in my mind whole time. I'm in my heart, like, yo, we are closer than this. Help me as much as I help you. Help me out here. And so now I'm like, and I'm saying this for context. I'm gonna be quick. I was just feeling some way because I'm like, yo, I need to do this quick. There's so much going on, and I need to keep this train moving. He looked at me and said, I'm not trying to be offensive, and I can give you what you're asking for, and just be whatever. And we'll have to come back later, and we'll have to do this all over again 2 or 3 times because I gave you whatever. And then we got to go back. And he just went down his list of things that would have to happen. He said, or you can let it take the time that it takes, and we can do this right the first time. And he was like, it's just going to take as long as it takes. And when I tell you, I have never been so settled with such a no in my life. I just got to offer it. It takes as long as it takes.
That's a tap.
The Bible would
right
say,
there.
boom. The Bible would say, let patience have her perfect work. It's patience is what it is. Yeah.
Love it.
I love that, man. I was looking at what Kim said. Kim has been, listen, Delonte said that, Pastor Hicks said that's a word. Jawan said it takes as long as it takes. Preach it. I'm
gonna tell that to my wife and see what happens. Like Harrison said to tell you.
Listen. I just want to say. I want to say for the record, it was Tay that chose violence. We didn't leave. We didn't ask.
The last time anybody ever heard or saw from Pastor Tayron Flippin, right? Like after tonight, Tayron is wiped out. Like there is no more.
He chose.
His wife will click the link next week.
On this Thursday evening.
That's
man.
I dare you to say it. Record it when you say it. Just record it. Just record it and put it on the well, and you can tell her afterwards it was a joke.
I ain't
like,
scared.
All right.
She don't hit me in public.
How much you want to bet he don't record it?
I bet $100 he recorded it.
Oh man.
This is such a great conversation, but I think Kim said it best. She said, because I do want to, we wrestle not against, flesh and blood, but against powers, principalities, rulers of darkness. And I also want to say, right, like, I know people try to take the spiritual out of things like nowadays, but I think that mental piece is a big piece. When we talk about people with mental health situations, I think, yeah, right. Like there are times when we are dealing with our own mind. And I do want to say that I tell people all the time, it's not just about the devil being the enemy. Sometimes it really is. We are our own worst enemy, right? So we get in the way of, sometimes we don't allow ourselves to go through that process of grieving. We don't allow ourselves to hurt and actually hurt, right? And so I do want to say that too. And that's not just to Tiffany. I think that's to all our folks just in general. Sometimes you just got to give yourself the room and the space to say and own it. It's just like an alcoholic, right? Or a drug addict, right? You can't heal until you admit to yourself, I got an issue.
Yeah.
I'm going through something, right? And I think so many times nowadays we don't want to admit to other people, I'm going through, because we're afraid of getting judged, or we're afraid somebody's going to talk about us or tell what we're going through. I think sometimes you just got to open up to the right people. You got to find that you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a pastor, if that's a family member, if that's a friend, right? If that's yourself first, but it's yourself. I got to start with me. I am hurting. I am grieving. I am upset. I am mad. I am furious. I am mad with God. Sometimes you got to say that. I'm mad with God. I think the black church is...
Me and God done had a few of them conversations. Like, bro, you ain't have to do it like this. Or you ain't have to do it like this. Like, I ain't asked for this. I didn't want this. You playing this. Why this in your plans? like, these wasn't my plans. I didn't ask for this.
You know
but
what
at
I'm
the
saying?
same time, it's like, yeah, but it's still being in that moment, in that space of, like, just like being grateful.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, God, like getting to the point where it's like, okay, God, I may not like this, I may not feel good about this, but the fact that you putting me through this lets me know you got a plan for this. You got some things lined up, and I'm gonna do my part, but you better do yours. Like, that's kind of that transition you get from the point of,
See,
like,
but that's the point.
I
Yes.
hate this. I don't love this. Like, you doing me wrong, God. I'm mad at you. I want to fight you. You could be in all those spaces, but you got to get to that point where it's like, you know what, God, you got me here for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my part, and like, I need you to do yours too.
Yeah.
And like like the Bible says, he's never gonna fail us. He's not gonna.
Yeah.
We do our part, we gonna, everything gonna fall in place.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing really is just keeping your joy. Life is not stagnant. It's ups and downs and downs and downs and ups and ups and downs and ups. But through it all, you just got to keep that joy going through everything you go through. You might be happy, you might be sad, you might be depressed, you might be, you know what I mean? But trying to find that joy in God, I think that's the biggest payoff of being Christian, but it's also the hardest thing to get and maintain.
Mm-hmm.
When you first get that good hallelujah praise in you, and you get your first cry in church, and he was there for me, ain't no better feeling in the world. But then you leave those church doors and you enter the real world. It's like, oh man, I still got rent. Oh man, Miss Shirley died. Oh man, you know what I mean? Like, to keep that joy you have in Jesus when you're outside of the church is the hardest thing, but it's the biggest payoff. The fact that we know Jesus, it allows us to have it, but every step of the way, the devil will try to snatch that from us. So I think that's the biggest. I think that's the biggest lead to, depression. I mean, if I want to share, and Ramon, I think you're the only one who knows. Like, but I had a mental break. I don't think y'all remember. If y'all saw on social media, I cut off my hair. I reattached my locks because I had a mental break. And that it just happens. It just happens, and it wasn't nothing necessarily too crazy. I had a pretty good job, good income, but money was funny. Baby was on the way. Didn't know how to cope. Things were pushing me in different ways, and I didn't know what to do. And those things just happen. So you got to find a way to keep your joy. And that's a hard thing to do. That's not to say you can be sad and still have joy. You can be depressed and still have joy. You can be in mourning.
Yep. I was just about to say, joy don't mean you got a smile on your face all the time.
Yeah.
Like, joy, it's different. It's like, even when I'm sad, it's something in me that's like, well, we still got this.
We still going.
Yeah.
Still going through this.
We gonna be all right.
Because that's that
Right,
happiness. Happiness is an emotion, bro. That joy is a state. That's a state of being.
Yeah.
Like, it's not nothing outside. If I go step in the rain, I'm not turning in the water. I'm just wet. That's joy.
I'm not turning in the water. I'm just wet.
It just
So Harrison be dropping
circle a
gems,
bit.
bro. I ain't gonna. Harrison be dropping
turning in the
fire
water.
bars.
I'm just
They don't even know it.
That's
Nah,
crazy.
listen, you just
I
gonna
just
get a
say
little
this.
soggy.
I ain't turning in the water.
I'm so glad, Tayron. I'm so. First of all, thank you for sharing that, brother. Your moment of vulnerability did not go past me, and I know so many people are not willing to admit that they have had that type of mental break. And as your friend, I would have never admitted it for you, but for you to, as a male and a man, to say that and to share that, I just want to acknowledge that moment, because I think that's part of what we're saying here, is being willing not only to say I'm going through something, but after you've come out of it, sometimes it's important to share that, because other people don't see what we're going through all the time. And so
That's
for
the
you
Bible.
to share that,
Where it's
Now,
saying
now,
Revelations,
listen.
we overcome by the word of our by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony.
Good.
It's like
Absolutely.
that's the blood of the Lamb is there. It's like, now as we go through, we gotta share so that somebody else can overcome, so somebody else can get through. That's the word of the testimony that helps us overcome. It's that 2-part thing. It's not just the blood. Like we can get there. The blood, you know, that gives me strength from day to day. Yeah, right. You gotta tell your testimony too.
I agree. The comment said that you on fire tonight, Brent. I just want you to know, people have said you the preacher. Tonight,
oh, nah, I'm just
that's it.
We ain't been on here in a minute, you know. Just trying to get good notes in.
He said he brought notes. Y'all thought it was over.
What dude said? I got 30 pages of rhymes in this job.
I'm waiting on this.
Hey. Can I go back though and also say this?
Yeah.
Tayron, I'm so glad you grew your hair back. Because y'all, Tayron was looking real crazy. He cut them dreads and man, listen, he had a little beanbag head going on, bro. And I was like, bro, I saw he had gone through, and I was, you know how you try to be a good friend. I was like, yo, like I'm really with you. But yo, the way he looked with them dreads gone, I was like, yo,
no,
I'm praying.
It wasn't meant for me.
Listen, Tay, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. We'd have had a different friendship if you'd have kept it.
I don't know how I lived 24 years without locks, bro. Like
I'd have been right here with you.
I cut the first one off. I was like, yo, this ain't it. Like, why I had to go from the front,
bro? And then you started.
I would have went from the back. I've been cool.
You was dedicated. You started from the front. That's
that's wild,
bro. Now, honestly, I just looked myself in the mirror and I was just raging inside. I was quiet because I didn't want to wake the wife, but I was raging on the inside, and tears just started coming down and I just saw some scissors. And one of my locks was just like this. I was just, and as soon as I did it, I was like, that was a mistake. I was just like, that ain't helping.
I didn't mean that, God. Can you take it back?
Feel worse.
Okay, can you reattach it like you did,
like you did the ear,
right? Like you did the ear. Can you reattach it? Like we don't. I didn't mean this. This was a mistake,
right? And then I reattached them, and they started coming out. I think I was miming at a church. I was preaching. I was preaching at Asbury, and one of my locks came out while I was preaching.
Oh God!
So it was bad, bro.
Oh,
it was bad.
That's crazy.
Yep.
But
nobody said anything to my face.
I'm so glad they're back now. I'm glad they're back together. I don't know what I would have done had I been sitting in the audience and one of them joints just fell. Like you look to the left over my direction.
I'm out,
there.
Bro. I'm out.
Yo,
I'm gonna catch y'all next week at next week's service because I'm no good for the rest of this one. Like, you're not gonna get nothing productive out of me.
It's like the videos where people when the church dancers be dancing and then the weed fly out. Like,
oh man, yeah. So bad. I hope it wasn't no visitors there. No.
Probably a little kid in the background, like, "Mom, was that a snake?"
I gotta.
Somebody said, "Yo, he is really into it. He is really." Oh,
that was my hair after.
Oh man, yeah, you really
like you went all the way back to the whole box joint. Oh, God.
Yeah.
It wasn't even even.
We was gonna fire you up,
man.
Bro.
Got the high top.
But wait,
here's the story.
Hey, show that picture again. Why did you have that face? Why you look so mean?
He was mad at himself.
No, but
I know I shouldn't have done this. I'm looking at this picture of me like, ew.
So here's the story. I cut it off, and then it was all jacked up because I just cut it with some scissors, so everything was everywhere. I said, all right, I'll go to a barbershop and get them to, everybody was busy. Or like everybody was busy, and
you didn't even go to the right barber.
Listen.
I
went, what you call that? Sports clips.
Oh my God!
And it was a Caucasian lady. Her name was Kelly. And I don't know what but that's the haircut she gave me, so that's why I got the look. It don't even look like I got a haircut. This ain't no hair. What? This is what she did.
Like, you know what? I've seen that movie before.
Time out.
I was in. Listen, before can I talk? Listen, before you say anything, before you say anything, I was in a vulnerable state. I was in a vulnerable state. It was my cry for help. and she was
Juwan,
there.
like I didn't even say this.
Juwan,
Like Juwan said,
Juwan, you need to
sports
stop.
clips is crazy.
Juwan, you need to stop.
Like you,
We ain't never had no beef, and I ain't
you
trying to
went
start.
It was the Caucasian for me.
you
It was,
You
it
went
was
to
the
Skin Fat
Caucasian.
Pork Belly. Like, yo, this is what I'm saying. Like your first cut out of like coming out of locks, and like you can't go from the Rastafarian, to the Irish.
The Irish.
We can't. Like it's a big difference. Shout out to both cultures, but you, my melanated brother,
drastic.
can't make that
Now Miss
transition.
Kim trying to Miss Kim said she must love Kid and Play. Like, man,
Had to.
no, she didn't, because Kid and Plays was fresher than mine. It ain't even straight. It's like it's lumps and stuff.
Right. That's why he was so.
Oh man.
He looked at it and was like, "What? Why did I do this? This was wrong.
That's why.
This is wrong.
I'm mad at me."
I was. I'm like, this
It's
one
me, not you.
Right.
Butterfly had a good comment. I don't want to pass it.
Butterfly free.
Hey, Butterfly. She said, I'm learning that what I want, I have to be. I can't be a good friend, want good people in my life, want people to give me love, their time, etc. In other words, she said, I have to be to others what I want people to be to me. And I just think that's a dope comment.
Yes.
Yeah,
K
that's real
Lolo, TKO Naw podcast out now on all streaming services.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, you know.
I love it, man. Man, this has been good. It's been good being
She
with the
tried,
kids,
bless
man,
her heart.
with the fellas.
Hey, listen, one thing. Man, I forgot to say this earlier, and man, we definitely gonna talk a lot more about this. But I'm getting ready to start some type of men's fellowship, bro. I'm saying this publicly because I've been talking about it and trying to think about planning it for too long, and I know God has like literally put something in my pathway so many times, just this week again. It's like, yo,
Awesome.
you telling other people to do it scared, do it good, do it with no money, do it all this. What you doing? And and just let you know, man, I am definitely gonna be sharing some things with you brothers. And for all of those that are watching, man, something that I've just seen let me say that, man, Holy Spirit is really just illuminated in this last season. One of the things for me is that as men and in my community as Black men, we don't have a whole lot of spaces where we get to be, where we get to express, where we have an avenue to like do this, but with us. It's just not a lot of that. And it started off talking about like men preachers, because as much as you see them all out in the world, they're not opening up to many people. It's why we have so many individuals that are, taking their own lives now, that are, what they would call men of the cloth, gentlemen in ministry. It's like when sometimes all they needed was a friend that they could actually trust, a confidant, so it's just some needs and some more to talk about. So I'll definitely be reaching out.
Yeah.
Definitely reaching out, man.
Well, if you want to do that, can I tell them?
Yeah, I was just about to transition into it. So go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You
know
got
what? Hold on, real quick. Butterfly, goodbye. Like
her name is and why she shall not apply. I gotta see you next Saturday.
That's
why
so
would you
good.
say that? See that?
But wait, there's more.
Yeah,
Yes, butterfly free. Yes.
Okay.
Yo, shout out to the comments today. Y'all been lit. Like, have been fire in the comments today, man.
I gotta go back.
Oh
and get them.
man.
But what were you saying, Ray?
Yeah. Announcement that I or the Well we'll be launching an in-person church pretty soon called The Real. It was a church I started some years back when I was pastor at First Church in Laurel. But now we're going to bring it back in the Crofton area, Real Church of Two Rivers. So look for that. Right now, we're just getting the groundwork together, getting paperwork and things like that together. I'm looking for additional funding and partners and things of that nature. But we have the venue, we have the audience. More importantly, we have the call. So all those things will be coming in very shortly. You'll hear more as we progress. But the Real Church, the Well presents the Real Church of Two Rivers. Will be coming soon. It will be a church service, in-person church service. That will be coming very soon. Can't give you no more details, but we are getting all the paperwork and things like that together. So that's coming in the very near future.
And I think even to follow up with that, Harrison, what you said as well. So the Well, guys, the Well is really about to take on its own form, own shape. We have been in talks with the United Methodist Conference, our conference, and we are looking at what does it look like for the Well to expand its community, both in heart, in the physical, and just in the spiritual as well. And so I would love for you all to DM us. Make sure you're a part of our email group as well, so we can talk about this, because we really want to be a pillar in the community, online, virtually, right, and some in-person stuff. So I think about what Brendan said. What Harrison said. If we can some kind of way create that group, a check-in group, right, that would be dope. How can we be more in the community? Are there things we can be doing, showing up at where there is a shift of power needed, or for us to be advocates, right, for justice, wherever that looks like. If it's just to support the arts that we are looking at, like Brother Dominic, who has a lot of artist things going on. What does that mean?
Man, you've been out here in the streets, bro.
Man, I just saw something out there not long
ago. I've been peeping on the low. He's been out here, man. I love it, bro.
Yes. So we want you to be a part of that, right? Because you all are the Wellians. You are part of our squad. And so dream big. What is God sharing with you? How can we work together? How can we team up over the next couple of weeks and months, right? It is not going to be a very short process. This is a long-term goal, but I do believe it comes with short-term actions. And so each step, we just want you guys to be with us on the way. So if you feel like your heart is leading you to do something, partner with us. You got a dream. There is nothing we don't believe God to be able to do. So if it's something that you feel like God is calling to, share it. Perhaps with the people you can partner with. And if not, maybe we can point you in the right direction. But the Well is also about partnerships. So how can we partner with you? How can we partner with your organization? Let's really build this thing. And over the next couple weeks, we're working hard to do that. Go ahead, Ted.
I was going to ask if you want to tell them about our experience with Fresh Expressions in North Carolina.
Yeah, man. Just so you guys know too, man, we were able to be a part of the first Fresh Expressions United Methodist Conference down in Charlotte. Tehran and I went down there, man. We were truly blessed. Y'all had a great time. One of our other friends, Bernard, came with us. And so shout out to Bernard for he really helped us with a lot of our branding stuff down there. But it was a really dope experience. Tehran and Pastor Tay and I got to lead a workshop. I think we had one of the most hitting workshops because folks would come in
waiting in line. I was like, okay.
They were waiting in line. They came for like they would come for the same session 2 or 3 times in a row, which was pretty dope. I got a chance to perform my original music and minister my original music. Tehran got a chance to mime, and we had a crowd of over 800 people, both in person and virtually.
Is that where the lot came out
at? See what you did? See what you did? You see what you did? You see what you did? Now your time is gonna come. It's not now. It might not be now. It might not be next week. It might even be next month, bro. But your time will come.
Nah, I just didn't know, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't at the first.
No, it wasn't that time, brother. I appreciate your concern. You see how people try to steal your joy right there? That's a perfect example of somebody trying to steal your joy. I won't let it happen. That's fine. I love you still. I still love you.
Man, it's always love.
There's some blessings that are coming from that. Pastor Tate actually is going to go out to Chicago because of that performance. He's flying out to Chicago in the summertime to be a part of the conference out in Chicago. And then the Well is really, I don't want to say just yet until it's totally finalized, but because of that, the Well will be back at the Fresh Expressions Conference next year and in a very big way. So we're looking for that. Stay tuned for that announcement.
Way bigger way.
In a way bigger way. And so look forward to that. Jawan, thank you so much, man. If you got, again, if y'all any idea, we are not the church where it's like, absolutely not. Like, let's talk about it. Let's see what the Spirit says, right? And let's kind of discern where God is calling us to do some great things. Look, if you have conversations you want us to have, let us know. Let's have the conversation. Let's keep it real. We'll be putting up some stuff on our social media, asking you guys what you want to talk about. But again, make sure you are part of our email blast as well. wearetheweldc@gmail.com. Let us know. DM us. Give us your email so we know how to stay in touch with you. We want to have all the conversations. And Kim, we're going to be tapping into you because you're going to be on. Listen, I'm glad you was in these chats today, but you already know. You squad. So we need you on here with us, Kim. I think some of the highlights we use in our advertisement use Kim. So listen, we're gearing up for. Is the well still a thing? Absolutely yes. And we
ain't going nowhere. We was just going through some things.
That's it. Look, before we get off, anything you guys want to share? Before we get off,
did you want to do the videos?
I had a few clips that listen in love. I wanted to play these clips and get some responses from the squad. So I'm a share screen real quick. We're gonna I want to make sure we're gonna start out with a real funny one.
Daddy, please. That's you. I want you to pray. Let's pray it out loud. Let's not be scared. Let's pray it out loud. Daddy, please fill me.
Whoa.
I want you.
Whoa.
So like, I just I want to know, Tay. I'm not.
Why you?
Because you got a son. You feel me?
What?
Hold on. Can we get context real quick? Because I think people don't know. This is a youth pastor, right? Who is somewhere and he is praying and he is saying, Daddy, please fill me. Daddy, please fill me.
Oh,
I'm mad. The lone woman said, "Fill me, Daddy." That killed me. The lone person who said it. Everyone say, "Fill me, Daddy," and some woman said, "Fill me, Daddy."
This is gonna be an ongoing segment that I'm entitling.
Yo, Jawan.
I'm entitling the church got to relax. Because at some point, right? It's a super pause.
No diddy.
Oh,
that was nasty. That was disgusting. That was bad. I know it's hot in the right way.
And I mean, listen, I got a couple more
at right place, but
a few more for the gang. I just kind of want to.
You just gotta be careful of your words.
Yeah, I want to understand. I want y'all to help me understand a few of these things. Okay, this one is gonna be. Tay, I didn't create this kind of in you share some things that just kind of aligned with the spirit of these videos. But this next one I want y'all to see too. Let me know.
Definitely.
Tay, was this on when you were when your hair came out, bro? Or was this was that your movements when things were going on?
I don't wish bad things on people, so I ain't gonna wish nothing bad. But if you trip and fall, or if you stomp your pinky toe, I would not be mad. That's all I'm gonna say.
That wasn't a real service, though, was it?
That was a real service, bro.
No.
Bend your knees and shake your weave.
Shut up, bro. No.
And Jesus,
as the R&B pastor, Ray.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Jawan's comment. As often as you do this, do unto me.
Do it to me.
Nah, that's crazy.
Ah.
Juwan, you can't be a commenter no more. That was
Yeah,
it.
he
You're
about
done
to
for
get
the
right
night.
after communion,
Welling
huh?
in jail. He about to
Okay.
get put in Welling in jail.
Drink that bread. Drink that wine.
Oh.
Pastor
Shake that weave off.
Ray, as the R&B pastor, I need you to help me understand that ad-lib. Like, is the bending of the knee and the shaking of the weave a higher praise?
Listen,
The fact that the pastor was doing it better than the ladies was doing it.
Hey, he was spinning on that knee.
He was teaching them how to do it.
but yeah, I don't know.
Hallelujah
Everything I
is a
want to
higher
say, I
praise.
probably should not say. So I'm going to just.
No, go ahead. Be
Like, I don't have
That's
any.
it.
I don't have any chill answer for this. So I just.
All right, we'll move on. We'll move on. Just this last one.
Miss Kim
We're
said,
gonna do-
"Ask Juwan."
Oh, that's crazy. All right.
He going. Oh.
This last one, like it's been viral, but I need everybody to answer the question that is asked in this last clip. All right.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you had a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you?
I mean, I have a son, so you know.
That would mean you haven't been. Never mind. I'm not. We're not gonna do that. On
No.
here. But have you ever?
Have you ever been swallowed up?
Have you ever?
Y'all gonna leave Jake alone. That's all I got to say about that. Y'all gonna leave Jake alone.
Well, he said
No.
even if he
Jake-
did do
Jake
it,
said-
the blood was enough. That's what he said.
Jake said that. We didn't ask him.
That's what he said. He
Oh.
said, "I won't
He
address
said, "Have you ever
a
been swallowed up?"
lie with
And
when I'm supposed to talk the truth." And
I
if
want to
it was
know
true-
what's the appropriate answer to that question from you three fellas.
So Kim said someone's getting canceled. And Jawan said he's not answering because he's on probation.
I'm trying to chill, but y'all making it hard.
Juan, have you ever been swallowed?
Nah, and you know what?
Swallowed.
And on that note, what a nightmare has been here at the well.
Swallowed up.
Okay. That you guys joined with us for a whole another night and a whole another encounter. Listen, this has been so good. Next week we
Hey,
have.
Hold up, Brendan. Say it again. Just say
Well,
it. Say it
next
one time.
week. we
Have you
a
ever
great
been
conversation.
swallowed up?
We have a great conversation that's going to be lined for you guys. Listen, I think we're going to move into the whole. Listen, y'all want to join us next week. We're going to move into the whole.
We just
before we do
started.
get canceled. Before we do get canceled, we're going to move into the whole Diddy piece. We want to talk a little bit about J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. The response has been happening on there, man. If you've been following, if you have not followed, look it up. We're going to talk about it. Listen,
We're gonna drop some hints throughout the week at what we're talking about to make sure y'all, if y'all in the wave, if y'all catch us on social media, you'll understand and you'll be prepared for the topics that we talk about.
Oh man,
That's it. So listen, guys, we're so glad that you had a chance to talk with us. Again, sending prayers up for 3J. Please continue to send your prayers up for him and his family, Candace and her family. My god sister, I will have the GoFundMe up if you're willing. Somebody did send something on Cash App, and I'm assuming that is what that is for. Thank you so much for that blessing. I'm going to put the GoFundMe on my page either tonight or tomorrow, so please look forward to that. We all would appreciate any help. And we just thank you. If you want to support us here at The Well, thank you so much, Brandon. You can go to encounterthewell.org/give and give there, or you can text any dollar amount, $1, $5, $500 to 84321. The number is 84321. So just text give or text the dollar amount 84321, and we will receive that with love as we are on this new journey. DM us. Let us know what you'd like to see us talk about. DM us. Let us know how we can partner with you. And until next week, y'all, we love you. And be blessed. Don't stress.
Miss Kim, I'll give you a call tomorrow. Peace.